Alright guys, so today I'm going to introduce you to another car we have. I know all these videos have been all over. They haven't just been Honda or Turbo Dodges or Fiats or Jukes. But this is actually a car that I picked out for my mom a long time ago when I first got into LS cars. Yes, it's an LS car. You might have seen it in the background in some of the videos, or you might not. If you follow our social media, you might have seen it once or twice before. But this is another car that we will be modding and having fun with, and it is a GTO. So this is a 5.7 LS1 6-speed manual GTO, and this is going to be our chariot for today. I'm going to slap a GoPro on there, get you some good exhaust notes, and we're going to go for a little test drive, and hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, so like I said, on the channel you guys have seen a lot of Fiat and Juke content, a lot of Turbo Dodges, and the video coming out to you real soon will be our new tow vehicle, so that we can get all of our cars to and from events. But this is a car that we've had for ever since brand new. My mom actually has had this car up here in Pennsylvania. She used to drive this thing every day to and from work. So, you know, that's kind of funny that my mom has a bright yellow GTO, and, you know, I drive around in a Juke. We have raced the Juke versus the GTO. The Juke is faster. So, if you have that question, yes, the Juke is faster. Also, the CSX and the RT are both faster. These GTOs are kind of interesting cars because if you guys know anything about them, they are, you know, Holden two-door Commodores or whatever, you know, chassis they have over there. But for this car being from 2004, which now makes it 16 years old, it's actually held up really well. My mom's had all the kids in here. She used to have all of their, you know, movie players and everything off the back of the seats. The only thing that, you know, really has gone wrong with this car in 16 years of ownership, the headliner is kind of falling down a little bit. The seats have cracks on the back of them from the leather. This car used to not be garage kept. It is garage kept now. The radiator had exploded one day during the winter. It has plastic intakes, just happens up here in the cold. But other than that, this car has been, you know, fairly amazing daily driver. And yeah, everyone always thinks that I only have front wheel drives, or I only drive front wheel drives. That is also not true. You get a lot of stereotypes when you make Honda videos that, you know, you only have Hondas, or, you know, that's all you drive and care about. Like I said, absolutely not true. Turn off traction control. This thing does slide out a little bit. And yeah, this is our GTO. You know, backstory on this car. When I was younger, of course, I used to always read all car magazines and everything. And if you guys ever wondered how I learned so much about cars, of course, my father and my grandfather are super into cars. My dad used to rebuild automatic transmissions and drag race, and that's kind of how I got the drag racing bug. And my brother, if you see my brother in any of the background of the videos and everything, me and him have always been into the cars. We kind of have all these cars together. We build them all together. We do everything. I'm just the one that videos and shows you guys all the builds and process. So if that was ever wondering how I had so many cars, they're not all exactly mine, but I drive them and mod all of them, so they are mine in a way. So yeah, the GTO LS1, tons of torque, feels amazing. The 6-speed is very notchy compared to like a cable shift front wheel drive transmission, because this shifter, I don't know if you can see in the video, but the shifter is actually right in the top of the transmission, so you feel all the vibration of the transmission and everything right through the center of the car. I've had to replace the carrier bearing in the drive shaft as well. She actually drove it down to Florida so I could replace the carrier bearing. bad way to get 100 miles an hour. Yeah, so I've had to replace the carrier bearing. The car, I repainted the front end of the car, and then unfortunately my mom brought it up here to Pennsylvania, and a piece of the barn fell on it. This car used to, I wouldn't say it was inside stored, but it was stored in a barn area. That's kind of a common thing up here. And yeah, a piece of the barn fell on it, so they actually repainted the whole car. So the paint on this car is immaculate. Like I said, the interior is not bad besides the headliner falling down. So for a 16-year-old car, well, 17-year-old car, because we got it right when it first came out, it's in pretty amazing shape. It does need tires. I have a little shake in the front end, which I would assume is the brake rotors. But other than that, this is a pretty amazing car. Alright guys, we're going to get you an exhaust clip. Well, GoPro damage number one. So I had the GoPro right here on the front window, and coming across that field, there was a good gust of wind, and you can see we no longer have a lens on the GoPro. It broke the clip piece, and then the whole thing actually went flying. This thing doesn't have any damage done to it, but well, it still looks good. But yeah, GoPros bounce off the concrete at 55 miles an hour, and it still works. It's still on. So let's get back to the house and order a new lens, maybe, I guess. All right guys, so we're gonna give you a driver's seat angle of the drive back after the GoPro accident. It's crazy how nice the people are up in Pennsylvania compared to Florida. When my GoPro fell off, the first truck that I went by actually stopped and turned around and came back to check on me to make sure I didn't damage anything. Nice people up here. my street neighborhood. We're gonna start in third gear, go pull up the little mountain. And floor it. $70 miles an hour by $4 grand. Not bad.